Hi, this is Austin Leeds for ADSR. Please subscribe to the ADSR YouTube channel for regular tutorials and more. So in this tutorial, I want to talk about input gain and setting your input gain to be right so you get a nice clean mix. Now, this is a great little thing to be able to learn because we all want our tracks to be loud and slamming and have a lot of saturation and some dirtiness, good dirtiness, but it's important to realize how much signal is going into your track. So for an example, I just very simply have a few elements right here in a track. So let me just play a little kick and clap. Then we also have a little bass and a lead. So as I open this up, we can see the volume levels. And they are pretty loud. So what you would do is obviously you say, oh, well, let me just start with the kick and the clap. And again, you can see here that things aren't, really peaking here on the kick and the clap. And you just say, okay, I'm just going to make these lower. This looks a little bit high. Okay, nice. So it's adjusted bass. Okay, so that all works, but there's a switch, and on Logic, it is in here. It is the input gain. So if I put on the preferences, which is the customized control, gives you a lot of cool things. This is what the low latency mode. If you're running a lot of plugins, you can turn that on, but that's not the tutorial for the day. So it's the pre-fader metering, so you can see how much signal is actually going in to your track. So we can see right here, this is regular, and this is the signal. And wow, as you look at this, see what's going on here? Let's just talk about the kick and the clap. So you can get this right from a sample pack, and that is red line. That's crushed. Same thing with the clap here. So what's going on, this is kind of overloading the input. So even though your volume's down, even low, you go in, and that's super, super loud. So it's important when you're mixing, and if you want a clean mix with a lot of headroom, that's really going to be great for your mastering. You want to be able to watch this. So if I take this on the input, I'm just going to take this down. See, not really clipping anymore. Same thing with the clap. So let me just take the gain down. Then we go out of this area and it's lower. And there we go. We raise it up. And again, this is still low. Now again, we all love the massive synth. Certainly, the massive synth is incredible. This is the Spire, actually, and this is the massive. So certainly we can see when we open up the massive, it's redlining. Now I want to say this. Red is perfectly good. It's great. It is going to give it a dirtiness and a saturation, and that's good. A lot of times it's the character of the track. So if you put this down, see, it's up. It's kind of buzzy and dirty and cool. If you make everything clean, then sometimes you can lose that character. And it certainly depends on the kind of music that you're making. So you can already see this is in the red. So we see here, this is really peaking now on the input gain. So again, we can turn this down. And that's okay, I'm not in the red. But again, this is really hard and peaking. So if you put that down, and you turn it up, yes, you're going to lose the saturation. And maybe you do want that, and that is okay. But it's just something to keep in mind. Same thing with the Spire, another amazing synth, dirty, very, very cool. So here we go. This is our volume here. And it's coming in pretty hot too. Put it down. Putting it down. Maybe we put this up. And then maybe what you can do is add a little bit of distortion. Like, let me just add some overdrive here. Pretty simple. That's too much there. And again, you can see as I put it up, it's really overdriving there on that sound. But it's still below the red, which is still okay. And then you make it louder there. So again, you can see, if I open up the mixer, and this is the input gain, everything is clean. So again, if there's certain sounds that are overdriven, like if you really like the way this sounds, you know, nice and dirty, and that's redlining, cool. Put that down. You can see, way overdriven. And that could work, but if every single channel, like if we put this at 0, if this goes to 0, this is at 0, and then we put the input gain on, we put this back up, and we put this down. And all of our channels, so if all of our channels are really peaking in the red, if you've got 30 or 40 channels all peaking, your master could be very, very dirty. And when you want to have a clean mix, if everything's going to be peaking in this red line, it's just going to create more noise. So it's something good to keep in mind that, you know, keep these down. Or you could keep them down. Obviously, it all depends. Again, there's no rules. There's no right way or wrong way. I'm just trying to show you different options to be able to have. So by putting these down, this as well, to be able to monitor. Mute that. There we go. Then at the end, you can certainly, if you want, be able to boost these, get your volume up. And again, once you're mixing, once you're mastering, then you can process this. And as you're going to master, like if you're mastering this, oh, obviously, you know, too loud there, but you can see, and my volume's down because I'm recording, but you can see right there is that if things are going to be cleaner and not, as we can see, and not redlining. So as we turn this down, when the more tracks you're going to have, they're going to have less distortion. It's going to allow you a louder sound and a cleaner sound on the mix. So again, this is something to keep in mind. And again, on Logic, this is again the pre-fade, the pre-fader metering. It's there. I'm sure the other programs are going to have that to be able to monitor your levels. So again, as you're putting your tracks together, something great to keep in mind, always be aware of what's going in and then make sure that everything isn't dirty. Now, if you want everything to be dirty and that overdriven sound, it's great. But sometimes only one or two elements, super overdriven, could be good while the rest could be clean. So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.